And suspect Christian Bruckner may have confessed to her abduction. The convicted pedophile reportedly told a former cellmate about taking a child in Portugal during a break-in and suggested the child was buried. Madeleine was 3 when she was abducted from her family's Portuguese holiday villa in 2007. Bruckner's never been charged in relation to her disappearance. Despite plummeting approval ratings, PM Justin Trudeau's easily survived a vote of no confidence in the Canadian Parliament.
A woman who reckoned she could be missing Madeiline Mccann has received the DNA test results. Julia Wendell's been in the news for months, but the DNA test showed she's not the missing British girl, but that she's Polish, as her parents said all along. A woman who reckoned she could be missing Madeiline Mccann has received the DNA test results. Julia Wendell's been in the news for months, but the DNA test
resuming the search for Madeiline Mccann, the British toddler who disappeared from her bed in a southern Portuguese resort in 2007. Police now say they will search a reservoir tomorrow at the request of German authorities who have identified a
British toddler Madeiline Mccann.
Is it possible that Madeiline Mccann has finally been found?
I believe that I am Madeiline Mccann.
Madeiline has a defect in the iris, and you have that same phenomenon. Have you tested your DNA?
We are waiting for results.
You've had the opportunity to do a simple records check. What did you find? All new Dr. Phil. Check your local.
And that the body was then removed in an effort to cover up what had happened. That's what the evidence points to, and so I stand by that, and I've been standing by that for many, many years.
Who have been closely involved.
The only side I'm on is the side of Madeiline Mccann.
We need to know, not only because the family need to know, but very much because we want to know what was done the right way and what should have been done in a different way.
10 years on, we can now reveal details of a secret government report. It lays bare the failures of all the agencies involved in the search for Madeleine.
I'm not certain that it was investigated properly at the beginning, and I still don't think it's been investigated properly now.
It's 10 years since Madeiline Mccann vanished, and I'm still fascinated by the mystery of what happened to her. I've come within the complex at the tapas restaurant. They'd left the children asleep in one room in the apartment at the top of this map. Jerry McCann once said early on this was akin to sitting in your garden at home on a summer's evening, having dinner with the children asleep upstairs. It wasn't quite like that, was it?
It's about 80 yards as the crow flies to the tapas restaurant. There are shrubs there alongside the alley. There's no real way of monitoring that apartment from the tapas bar.
According to the McCanns and their friends, every half an hour or so, somebody from the group was going to check on their own children.
Yeah.
Now, the McCanns' children were all in the same room, which was the front bedroom of the apartment.
The patio doors here were left shut but unlocked, and then there's a journey through here to the children's bedrooms. You'll see Madeleine was in this bed here, the twins in the cots in the middle. And the important thing there is that Kate McCann says that when she came up to look, that this door, which had been left just ajar, was wide open.
Yes, it was 10 p.m. when Kate made that final journey back to the apartment. It was her turn to go and check on the kids. Crucially, there was no sign of Madeleine.
If you look at the crime scene photos here, which were taken shortly after on the night, this is Madeleine's bed here. You'll see her pink cuddle cat sort of security toy there. You'll see the cots where the twins had been. And you'll see the window. The window is important as well, because Kate McCann said that when she went in, she found the window, which had been shut, was open, and that the shutter had been raised.
We're just hearing that a search is underway for a 3-year-old British girl who's gone missing in the Algarve area of Portugal.
She's answers to the name of Madeleine or Maddie. There were a few police and police dogs that were searching the area, but there doesn't seem to be much activity at the moment.
Let's look at the initial police response in that golden hour. What exactly does the golden hour mean?
It's really the initial opportunities to find intelligence, information, look through systems, and see what action can be taken to resolve whatever incident it is as quickly as possible. I mean, things that are done or not done more often can have a very large impact on the way the investigation or the incident proceeds thereafter.
Particularly the collection of forensic evidence?
I can well understand that the initial officers that responded to it will see as their priority to look for her, to try and find her. And they won't be thinking forensic evidence, they won't be thinking major crime scene, they'll be thinking, let's find this little girl.
Local police, the GNR, did respond on the night, and by the next morning there was a great deal of police activity.
The GNR, they're the gendarmerie, they're soldiers effectively who police the rural parts of Portugal. They are geared up to search for a missing child, but they're not geared up for a high-tech 21st century major crime investigation. It's a question of timing, it's a question of how long that goes on and how long somebody's got grip of the situation, a supervisor or a leader who says, do you know what, we've been searching now for 2 hours, we need to go back and make sure we preserve that scene because we could be looking at something much more long-term and much more serious here. We mustn't apply our standards in the UK too strictly to what goes on in other places. They have a different system, they have different police forces dealing with different aspects of the law.
At least during the first moments after the disappearance of Madeiline Mccann, it was not really a criminal investigation. It was more a rescue operation, and that was very much in everyone's mind. The family, but also the police officers, neighbors, anyone that attended the place and was looking for a child that was missing.
When the investigation began, hours had already passed. I don't know if 7, 8, and this is enough for evidence to vanish. If she was abducted in those 6-7 hours, they had time to take it to Spain or put her in a plane or in a boat.
It's accepted not enough was done to collect vital evidence. That didn't happen for weeks. In fact, the apartment was let out to other families twice before it was sealed off for a full forensic examination. In the first investigation, the Portuguese took the lead. Back home, Leicestershire police coordinated the response. But numerous UK agencies became involved once the search for Madeiline escalated into a criminal investigation.
From Leicestershire Constabulary to